welcome to Lab Cats. No, Lab Rats. That's it. This is Biff. I'm Andy Walker.
I'm Sean Carruthers.
And this is your favorite, or almost favorite, or 17th favorite tech podcast show.
Or maybe next to last favorite. And you just sort of stumbled across us while surfing and you're about ready to tune out.
Anyway, today on the show, my favorite new operating system, Windows Vista, is full of really fun new stuff. And so I'm going to show you some fun new stuff.
Is it as fun as snacks?
Almost as fun as snacks. Almost as fun as cheese on a cracker.
All right.
All right.
I like cheese on crackers, so let's go.
All right. First, a message from our sponsor, and then we'll get right into the tips and tricks from Lab Rats and Lab Cats right after this.
This is a llama. It carries luggage. This is a burrito. It is lunch. This is Camtasia Studio 4. It makes screencasts. Now answer our trivia question. What screencasting tool is not woolly or made of beans? I'll be back at the end of the show with the answer.
So you didn't like that opening?
I like snacks.
He's a big cheese fan, what can I say? All right, so let's talk about some fun stuff then.
Okay.
Windows Vista tips and tricks from the Lab Rats?
Sure.
Okay. So
These better be really fun, though, or I'm
they're
going to
gonna
ask
be.
for my money back.
So first off, what is this? This is it's a quiz.
A misshapen, miscolored Devo hat?
It's a USB key. It's the new floppy, right?
Okay.
And on it you can keep, letters to your favorite cousin and pictures of your pottery collection. Mm-hmm. But you can also use it to make Vista faster.
Can you?
There's a new technology
do that?
inside of Vista called ReadyBoost. And what it lets you do is use external drives, external media, to actually, as a scratch disk, to actually speed up the performance of your system.
Show me how.
And all you do is you plug it in to a USB slot. And Vista's instantly going to say, well, hey, would you like to open this and look at the fun pictures of your pottery? Or would you like to speed up my system with it? Now, not all USB keys will work. The slower ones, the older ones, the ones you get in your Kellogg's Cornflakes packaging may not be good for ReadyBoost. But the higher end, faster ones, perhaps. I'm going to click on Speed Up My System. And what you can do is you get a tab that says, you can activate it and use this device for ReadyBoost. And you can allocate, as much as you like on the device to use as a scratch disk or extra RAM.
Now, is there a minimum size necessary to make it ReadyBoost ready?
230 megabytes.
230
well,
megabytes.
according to this. I don't know.
Okay, so you probably need one of the 256 megabyte drives in order to make this go.
Probably. There you go. All
right.
So that's kind of fun. It's a fun use for USB keys.
You say you've used this before?
I have. I've been using it on my Pokey system upstairs.
Does it provide a noticeable boost?
Some.
Some?
Not a lot, but some,
Yeah, the one thing that...
we should bench
We'll do a benchmark
sometime.
test.
Yeah.
The one thing that you would ask, now I've actually read up a little bit on ReadyBoost, and one of the questions was, but it's flash memory. Flash memory is much slower than regular memory. How can it be any faster? Why is it faster than, say, using virtual memory on your hard disk? And apparently it just caches some of the most regularly seen things, and they're small files. So with burst transfer, it just bang, 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 bang. It's still fast, even though they're small files. So it will provide a noticeable benefit, even though Flash is slower. So there you go.
Fun trick with Windows Vista. All right. So let me show you something else here.
Speaking of snacks, I think some of Biff's snacks are still left up here on the counter. Dude, I think you just ate a hair.
Tasty. All right. It's fishy. Anyway, so I want to show you parental controls next.
Okay.
Right? So, you can set up your kids. So you set yourself up as an administrator, and you set your kids up as users. And then you can go in and you can activate this new feature called Parental Controls. So not only can you, see if we can get to it here, manage another account here.
Yes.
And I click on Continue in the UAC there, the user account control. And I click on, I've set up Biff and Boo as a standard user on the system, right? So I'm going to click on these guys. and I'm going to say set up parental controls. Now, parental controls is designed for a bunch of things. Basically, you can limit the amount of time that people or kids can use on the system. So, for example, you can say you can only use the computer between 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock after you finish your homework and 9 o'clock at night. You can limit the types of applications they can use. So maybe you don't want them to ever use chat because you're concerned about chat and that sort of thing. You may also want to only allow them to use a game, for example, for an hour or something like that. So
makes sense because you don't want them sitting there playing like Half-Life or Splinter Cell for, well, maybe not at all, but not very long. Not very long,
exactly. The other thing that you might want to think about is limiting their access to the internet. Right? You may not want to visit certain types of websites or websites that have certain ratings. Above a certain, like, don't want to see them look at naughty naked people, for example.
Or you probably don't want them to go to labrats.tv because Andy keeps talking about his bum, and that's bad.
I don't. You keep talking about my bum.
Okay, so we see here that it has a bunch of different settings for how Biff and Boo are allowed to use the machine.
Right. So I mean, as soon as you initiate the parental controls, first we want to turn it on.
Right.
And say enforce the current settings. And then you also want to turn on, this is really handy for parents, is to turn on activity reporting. You want to see a report of what your kids have been up to on the internet. Or, if you're smart, your brother or your sister or your husband or your wife. If they're not very geeky.
So you can find out that they've tried to run Splinter Cell 6 times today.
You can. That's really cool. So you can set up time limits, game rating limits. You can say, don't play games that are adult, have adult content, that sort of thing. And you can allow or block specific programs, which is really a really great feature. I think parents are going to love this new feature.
Now, the kids are going to find a way to get around this before too long, but...
Well, they would have to know your administrative password.
They'll find it out.
They'll probably figure it out.
They'll find it out.
Guard your password very, very carefully. All right, a couple other things I want to show you. For example, let's get into autoplay. You know when you install or turn on a DVD, install a DVD or something like that?
So you fire the DVD in and it automatically comes up with a DVD player.
Well, this allows you autoplay. The new autoplay feature allows you to actually customize how things behave, right? So if it's an audio CD, you may want to say, well, I want you to automatically start playing the CD using Windows Media Player.
This is nice. With XP, you had to go in and configure all of this manually, and it was a real pain.
Right. And not only and this is basically for media, so audio CDs, DVDs, movies, video files, audio files, and even if you install like a blank CD or a blank DVD, do you want to burn something and that sort of thing? Very, very useful, easy to access and that sort of thing. One of the things I liked about Vista, in fact, is the fact that it's easy to use. It makes life a lot more simpler when you want to do some fairly complex tasks. All right, defaults. Do you remember when you had to define what the .doc file would do or what a .mp3 file would do?
Like
when you
file associations.
File associations.
Yes.
Now it's been put under default programs. It's a new application, and you can actually set up, first of all, the default programs that you use. So, for example, is when you click on a link to open an email account, you can actually specify that inside of your default program settings. You can also associate a file type or a protocol.
Okay, so defaults is kind of like going the opposite direction of file associations. File associations takes the .doc and tells you what program opens it, and default takes the program and tells you what type of files it'll open.
That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct. So what's nice about this is it makes it very easy. Before you had to go into file options and a tab in there and scroll down. It was a real pain in the butt. So now they've made it a lot easier. As you can see, all of the file types and then the description of what each one does can be set here. You can choose, say, ICO file and click on Change Program and assign whatever program you want to open that file type.
Okay, and how did you get to this one again?
You just type default down here.
And it'll pop up at the top.
And you want default programs. All right.
There we go.
That's cool.
And again, we should mention just the fact that you do a lot of the work in Vista in the search bar, as opposed to searching throughout all of the drop-down menus, or sorry, the fly-out menus in.
Once upon a time, to get this to the system applet, you had to go Start, and then you had to click on, Control Panel, and then System, and you get it going. So now you just type in the word that you want, which is really great. One of the things I wanted to show you, which I think is probably one of the most exciting, geeky things inside of this, is to set up the security level inside of your machine around networking.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to go down here to my networking applet here. I'm going to double-click on that. And I'm going to, there's a new area called Network and Sharing Center, which kind of allows you to configure all of these sort of networking type things. If I click on Customize here, as you can see right here, it says Network, and right now it's set to private network. So if I click on Customize, what it does is it actually pre-configures the settings on the system as if I am inside a private network where I trust everybody that's connected to the system. Now, if I roam away from home, let's say I have a laptop, and I go to a Wi-Fi hotspot, all I do is I go to Public, I click on that, and that turns off my file sharing, it turns off all the things that makes me extremely vulnerable when I'm in a public network, which is really, really handy.
Very nice.
And finally, before we
There's more.
There's one more that I kind of like. You know, in this new system, you can define, as I said, an administrator or a user level access. Now, if you're in user level, where you technically should be working when you're in Vista, so that you can sort of eliminate any possibility of viruses getting in doing nasty things, and just be working inside this little safe bubble. Sometimes you want to use administrative functions. You want to install things as an administrator. So instead of getting out and logging in as administrator, all you do is you right-click on the executable file, and you say Run as Administrator. And as soon as you do that, it will actually prompt you for your user ID and password as an administrator. And then you can go and execute as an administrator without getting out of the user area that you have to be in.
So it's like in Linux when you're using a super user command.
That is correct.
All right.
There you go. All right, so let's take a break, and when we come back, a few pictures of you guys, our viewers.
Earlier in the show, we asked you what screencasting product is not woolly or made of beans. Is it A, a llama, B, a burrito, or C, Camtasia Studio 4? The answer is Camtasia Studio 4. Learn more at labrats.techsmith.com.
Windows Vista tricks? Fun!
It's a bale of fun.
It's great! I love Vista! No, I do. It's really great. And it's so great that, you know, everybody's going to want to run out and buy my new book, Windows Vista Help Desk.
Of course.
Yeah. Which will be out in April.
I got to say, I do like a lot of the things that have been integrated into Vista. Not necessarily enough to make you upgrade from XP if your XP is functioning really well, but, you know, it's something to look forward to for sure. It's a lot of nice little things added in, just like that.
Tons better than XP. All right, let's see some pictures.
All right.
And let's have some fun and announce. Oh, who's this?
This is Dave and Sylvester. Guess which one is Sylvester?
Ah, so cute.
Yes.
Yay, Dave. Yay, Sylvester. We love that.
All right.
Where's Tweety?
I think Tweety is in there somewhere.
Yeah, in the belly.
In the belly.
That's funny.
All right.
All right.
This is, well, we have a bit of a discussion on how to pronounce it.
Jurgen?
Jurgen? Jurgen?
Jurgen?
Jurgen?
Jurgen?
Anyways, it's from the Netherlands. Our man Steve Huntress says, trust me, it's Jurgen.
Trust me, it's Jurgen.
So,
really, well,
however you pronounce it, thank you for sending in the photograph. And he's sitting on a train, apparently, watching lab rats.
Oh, is that right?
This is.
That's very cool. Like the cans. That's cool. All right.
And this is Graham from Luxembourg.
Wow, we have a truly international fan base.
I really love that.
That's awesome.
So if you're watching and you're in Japan, send us something. We haven't seen anything from there yet.
No, or the Philippines.
Or the Philippines.
Or Kenya.
Antarctica.
Right. Yeah, Antarctica.
Yeah. Woo-hoo. Just, if you're in a place you haven't seen mentioned here yet, send us your photograph. We'll show it.
Hopefully with a picture of you in your environment. That'd be fun.
Yes.
With your computer or whatever. Or lab rats like on a glacier. That'd be fun.
Apparently Graham's environment is a sushi house. Which is good. I like sushi too.
We do. Well, we love sushi here at Lab Rats. All right, well, are we done?
I think we're done.
We're done. Another episode of Lab Rats. Isn't that fun? That's
Yes.
why we're your number one podcast in, according to the Andy Walker Podcast Index.
Because we've got fun, we got Vista, we've got snacks.
And cats and rats. No elephants, so. All right, well, that's it for this edition of Lab Rats. My name is Andy Walker.
I'm Sean Carruthers.
We'll see you next time.
Are you ready?
All right, well, that's it for this edition of Lab Rats. My name is Andy Walker.
I'm Sean Carruthers.
We'll see you next time.
I think it's time to cut.